biggest challenge.
বিজেপির ডাবল ইঞ্জিন সরকার এই লড়াই বাঁচতে হবে।
Battleground Bengal with Manogya Loiwal.
Alright team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions,
expert advice,
the latest trends.
It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decision.
It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma and I am your automate.
From 1983 to now, I have seen cricket evolve, but the mindset to win never changed. I tell you that what win matches and what doesn't. This T20 World Cup, let's talk cricket, controversies and more on NDTV.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind. I pause. Welcome back. You're watching Breaking Ground at 1 p.m. The Great Pakistan Cricket Board drama collapses exactly the way many predicted, with a climb down dressed up as the spirit of cricket. After days of tantrums, days of threats and manufactured outrage, Pakistan will play against India on the 15th of February. Not because of principle, not because of solidarity, but because isolation hurts and money matters. Let's call this what it is, viewers: face saving, not sportsmanship. The PCB talked tough, floated boycotts, let ministers speak, let headlines spiral, and then quietly buckled under pressure from the ICC, friendly nations, and a reality check they just couldn't escape. Because when push comes to shove, Pakistan had no leverage. They were isolated, they were cornered, and they needed the money. So the boycott ends, the rhetoric softens, and suddenly it's all about protecting the spirit of cricket. But this wasn't about cricket. This was about optics. This was about avoiding backlash at home. This was about pretending a retreat is a moral victory, and the Pakistan Cricket Board wasn't fighting for the game. It was scrambling to save face after realizing that no one was coming to rescue them. The drama is over, the reality is exposed, and the so-called moral stand, it lasted exactly as long as the pressure allowed. I'm Vedika Sood, and with me in the studio is Preeti Dahiya. We'll break down all that went down in the last 24 hours before Pakistan finally succumbed to the pressure. But first, as always, a quick check on the headlines at this hour. Clearest video of Congress women MPs ruckus inside Lok Sabha. On camera, Congress MPs gherao the Prime Minister's seat, hold placards. Ministers seen pleading with Congress MPs to move back. Huge showdown over ex-army chief's book. Congress slams Delhi Police's FIR, says the general tweeted about his book in 2023. Rahul hits out at Penguin, says either the publisher is lying or the general is. Opposition ups the ante against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, submits no confidence motion notice to the Lok Sabha Secretary General. Opposition MPs claim their voices being muzzled in Parliament. Two days on, tycoon son on the run, rich, arrogant, shameless brat. NDTV will not rest until the Lamborghini brat is behind bars. Samajwadi Party slams Yogi government, asks why no bulldozer action now. Jan Nayagan filmmakers withdraw plea against censor board from Madras High Court. Vijay's movie goes back to censor board after months in courts. Days before French president is in the national capital, India's biggest arms deal in history, deal for 114 Rafale jets inside 3.25 lakh crore rupees deal to be approved. NDTV tracks the Indian Air Force's biggest ever buy.
All right, so let's get straight to the top story that we're tracking here. The India versus Pakistan T20 World Cup 2026 match in Colombo on February 15th is very much on as Pakistan's boycott call falls flat.
The Pakistan Cricket Board has relented days after its government decided to boycott the 15th February Group A match in solidarity with Bangladesh, who were removed from the tournament for refusing to travel to India for their matches.
The Pakistan government, in fact, confirmed it yesterday that the team will take the field against India to protect, quote-unquote, the spirit of the game and the commitment to those affected by non-participation.
Now, the decision comes after various external parties and factors put Pakistan on the back foot. ICC sanctions, penalties were a major possibility, while Sri Lanka and UAE's cricket boards wrote to Pakistan asking them to reconsider. Meanwhile, the ICC acknowledged the efforts of all parties involved in resolving this crisis.
Well, the crisis, in fact, was brought on all of us by Pakistan. They initiated this on the 1st of February. Within 9 days, the crisis is over because then they say that we are respecting the spirit of the game. Let's go across to all our experts and, of course, our reporters also joining us on the broadcast. And Rika Roy, sports editor, NDTV 24/7, is with us. Boria is also joining us on the broadcast now, consulting editor sports for NDTV. We have former cricketers Nikhil Chopra and Atul Vasan. Boria, I want to begin with you first. It's amazing to notice how your principles succumb to the pressure. And we always maintained right here on NDTV that it was only a matter of time that Pakistan makes a U-turn. That has come.
Absolutely. And imagine this spirit of the game. When you mentioned that you are going in for a selective boycott, did you not think about the spirit of the game? Did you not think that sanctions are coming? Did you not think that the associate member nations will be impacted? Did you not think Bangladesh will lose money? Did you not think Sri Lanka will suffer? Did you not think Emirates will suffer? You should have. If you did not think, then you're naive. Then you're a fool. You know, all of these things are out there in the public domain for everybody to see and comprehend and understand. All of this was posturing for two reasons. One, the Bangladesh election is on the 12th. So the political posturing was to remove the fundamentalist and radical sections of Bangladesh. And today Pakistan will say, oh, you know what? We are the big brother. We've got Bangladesh won tournament between 2028 and 31. If there is one loser in this whole thing, that's Bangladesh, number one. They are made to look like complete. I mean, come on. They are what? What did they get out of this whole thing? Their team is twiddling their thumbs. Yesterday, by the way, I want to put this on record. They did a tournament called the Odommo Cup, which means a determined cup, to take on the World Cup on home soil in Dhaka. How many media was present there to cover the final? Zero. It was a total media boycott. That's what Bangladesh cricket has been reduced to. Number two, Pakistan. Pakistan, inevitably, when they thought that this is posturing, we will push the ICC, they got ring-fenced. Sri Lanka on the one hand, Emirates on the other, Bangladesh on the other, and they realized there's no position to maneuver. So if you see, solidarity with Bangladesh, we are boycotting. The same Bangladesh comes and says, please go and play.
Yeah.
So all of this was orchestrated.
But Boria, I just want to quickly ask you on one point that you raised earlier. Were you a fool to not understand that this is going against the spirit of the game and you will be affecting the associate nations? Obviously, Pakistan was never playing fool. It was all manufactured drama. It was all very well thought out that this is your only possibility to extract something out of ICC. And they used it for as much as they could, get the ICC to agree to.
You know, your question is valid, but the assumption is not. Pakistan, yes, I totally agree with you when you say that Pakistan was trying to extract. But then again, you should only try and extract when you have the voting power. What did Pakistan get? Tell me. In this entire bargain, you've lost a 14-2 vote when you egged Bangladesh on. So you didn't get anything. You were humiliated and insulted. Number one. Number two, you asked for bilaterals. Not happening. Trilaterals, not happening. You asked for more money, 29.7 for Bangladesh in terms of million. Pakistan, 35 million, not happening. What did you get? Ultimately, you got two things. One, compensation. Bangladesh will not be penalized. That was always on the table. You didn't get it. Two, one tournament for Bangladesh between 28 and 31. Now tell me, would you not have leveraged that with the ICC board normally and got that rather than being alienated and isolated within the board? Yeah. That's where I think realpolitik went wrong. The calculations went wrong, the pressure tactics went wrong, and Pakistan ended up being isolated.
All right, fair point there. We're going to go across to Rika in a moment from now. But before that, Atul, I want to come to you. This usually should be the last question one asks on a broadcast when you're discussing an issue like this. But what's the moral of the story, Atul?
Moral of the story is that you try and save your face no matter what. You may look like fools, but in our cricketing parlance, we call them GTUs. गिरे तो गिरे, टांग ऊपर रखते हैं कि मैं गिरा नहीं हूँ, मेरी टांग ऊपर है. So they are called GTUs. So Pakistan has become a real GTU. And now, just to save, Boria is right. They've got nothing to show for it, but they thought that they cornered and blackmailed the whole cricketing world. And now everybody was so worried. They were emissaries sent to Pakistan. And now they feel that everybody just wanted, they're so desperate. And now in the morning we were doing a show and this guy from Pakistan was saying, "Naak ragadwadi." We rubbed Indians' faces in the mud. Can you imagine this kind of disillusion? The grandeur of disillusionment is something which is a gift to every Pakistani.
But what does this mean for the players as well, Rika? Because they are now going to play against India. This is something that all of us here had been expecting, even when the tantrum was, being established, announced and going down the way it was, the drama unfolding. But this obviously is in a way also going to impact the players of the team.
Well, I'll come to your question, Vedika, how is it impacting the players? But I'll really have to tell you at this point what is Mr. Naqvi saying in the political and diplomatic circles. He's saying that Pakistan has won this match, this round, by negotiating well with ICC, and this is all coming from him, and by bringing Bangladesh to work with them, by bringing Sri Lanka in that same coterie, and perhaps the Emirates Cricket Board also. He is seeing this as a long-term diplomatic victory, which is being played on the cricket pitch, nothing to do with cricket. He is trying to tell his cronies, his people, that India alienated Bangladesh by throwing out Mustafizur Rahman, and look, by giving what we have given to Pakistan from ICC, we are now, they are brothers. Emirates has been with us. Sri Lanka now has made a very generous phone call asking us to play. So except for India, all of South Asia is with Pakistan. That's what he is trying to tell his people in his cabinet and also in the diplomatic circles. Now, coming to your question, Vedika, it is going to impact the Pakistan players as much as we say it will not. Already there are reports of a divided Pakistan camp. One camp which has Salman Ali Agha, the other camp which has Babar Azam. Well, you might say that the Pakistan team was never united. Well, it was not, but this might affect them too. And they are going to face the best of best. They are going to face the best cricket team in the world. And, they really don't have a man-for-man expertise. Added to that is a fixture that is laced with controversies, laced with political undertone.
Anyway, the match between India and Pakistan, when it compared the strengths of the two teams, was never on equal footing. We all know that, and even the Pakistani team would very well know that. But Nikhil, if Vedika were to ask me the moral of the story, well, I would say that, principles are temporary, pressure is permanent. And that is what Pakistan has shown us by succumbing to that pressure that was mounted upon them. But Nikhil, what is your take on the way the lies are going to be peddled now? What Rika was saying, even now they have to sell this U-turn to their own public, to the cricket lovers in Pakistan, and they would want to gain that moral high ground once again by saying that, see, we were siding with our brothers in Bangladesh and we got the best outcome possible for them from ICC.
Well, Rika just spoke about that telephone conversation with Sri Lanka, the ECB. None of us have heard. We were not part of that conversation in any case. From day one, I've been saying it's only one person's political aspirations, his ego, that he sided with Bangladesh. They then turned around and face saving. Okay, we want more remuneration, revenue, part of the ICC World Cup. This is all face-saving tactics. And at the end of the day, ICC was not going to be part of all this, because then you're setting a wrong sort of precedent. On the brink of the World Cup, the game is about to start, then you say, I want more money. It's never going to happen. So at the end of the day, this is all face-saving, and it's all political aspirations for that one man. And like you just said, Preeti, that they have to turn around and turn things around in their favor, saying, well, we were able to, get this deal from ICC. Bangladesh is siding with us. The ECB is siding with us. Sri Lanka is also in our courtyard. I've got the Asian Cricket Council with me since I'm heading it. It's all a false
so let's call out that bluff, right?
Living in.
Let's call out that bluff, because no one is siding with Pakistan. Let's say Bangladesh Cricket Board has definitely expressed their their thank you note to PCB by saying that fine, thank you for standing with us. But apart from that, Sri Lanka had written to them very categorically that we stood with you when you needed us in your times of crisis. But now you are isolating
needs this
us.
game to happen in Sri Lanka because their cricket board needs the funds from ICC as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we
So
here are trying to call out this bluff
and
of Pakistan that they are trying to perhaps
and
peddle
Preeti,
amongst
most
their
important,
public, but things have not
none of
shaped
these
that way.
cricket boards.
Yes.
Yeah, none of these cricket boards have gone and said, please go and play. I think it was more a method of showing him the mirror, saying that if you don't play, then you've had it. Don't drag us down.
Then you
with that
face the
because-
consequences.
Exactly. These are the consequences.
Yes.
You know, the PCB will be bankrupt. You won't have any sort of sanctions for any international players playing in your league. No more bilateral series. So let's just show you the mirror. So
And even after showing the mirror-
the reality is why they're playing.
Yes, absolutely. But Bori, I want to understand from you, is this the end of the drama? Or do you think there's more that's coming our way ahead of 15th February, on 15th February?
No, how can this be the end of the drama? Next is handshake. Will you shake hands, will you not? It'll start today. Trust me. Now the next will be, come on, spirit of the game. Will you shake hands, will you not? Will you come to our dressing room post the game? Will you stand in that line and kind of embrace? Do you do all of that? All of that will start now. Pakistan, India, the larger geopolitics will never escape. I mean, I want to put this on record. The Pakistan Prime Minister should be officially categorized delusional. He said sports and politics does not mix. If this is sports and politics not mixing, the government announcement, Naqvi invoking the field marshal,
Absolutely.
see what is going on yesterday, day before. If this is sports and politics not becoming bedfellows, then each one of us have not been born. So, let us stop being delusional.
And wasn't-
He should be officially categorized
Bori,
because that's what he
you say
said.
that was
Sports, siyasat nahi
desperation.
aana chahiye.
The airfield marshal card completely out of desperation.
I mean, why? This is a cricket game, for God's sake. Why did that field marshal card even get played? What is the reason? This is between ICC and you. This is not war. This has nothing to do with political warfare. You invoke that card to show that how strong you are.
Absolutely.
And that is because of the Bangladesh elections 2 days
And
later.
even prior to that,
each
Buria,
one has seen through it,
even
but
prior to that, the very fact that it was the Pakistani Prime Minister who made this announcement publicly,
Yeah.
what was the need for Shehbaz Sharif to really show his face while making this announcement? He could have
And
given
then
his
you-
directions to PCB behind closed doors.
Correct. And then a U-turn. Now imagine our Prime Minister making an announcement and then another person coming and saying, oh, you know what, doesn't matter, we will play this game. Does it ever happen? For the chair, the Pakistan Prime Minister, for God's sake, at least have some respect for your own Pakistan Prime Minister. That also wasn't there. So in this whole matter, but like I think Rika was saying that Naqvi is selling this narrative. Now if someone comes and tells you the color of the sky is black and I think it is black, what will you say? Good on you, enjoy.
But is it about money talks, boycott walks then, Atul? Is that the crux of the story? Because for the PCB, from day one, they knew they needed the money. So much drama, self-goals, tantrums, being in the headlines, the Prime Minister's statement, going back on it. So at the end of the day, is it all about the money?
Now I think they're just massaging their ego because once they blackmailed and cornered the whole cricketing ecosystem, now everybody made overtures to them, okay, don't do this, don't do. So they feel that suddenly they've got the importance that everybody needs them to play with them. They don't understand that, just at the last minute, what they've done is people will forget, but they will never, forgive. Because people will remember this kind of muscle twisting, and today's enemies are tomorrow's friends, and tomorrow's friends are today's enemies. So I think the equation keeps on changing. But the biggest thing is that you were saying there are illusions of grandeur. I think this is a perfect example of disillusion of grandeur, and they feel that they've earned the respect. And you're right. I mean, they have made their political, top people look like just playing this and now this message is for their country's people only. I think they've used cricket, they've weaponized cricket, and they're using it to toe their own line and show the world that okay, they stood up to India. Now they've relented. Now everybody's happy, and the masses are happy. But they don't realize, and Bangladeshis people don't realize that they've been made to look like fools.
All right, we're going to come back and talk about whether Pakistan overplayed its hand with this rhetoric, with this drama. But before that, reactions also coming in on this U-turn by Pakistan. Listen in.
I would like to thank ICC for taking this initiative and bringing Pakistan on the table. And then, ultimately, deciding for Pakistan to play in Colombo match. So it's a good news for all of us. And the scheduled match for 15th of Feb in Colombo will take place. And Pakistan will also play. So now this World Cup will also be a big success story.
सर पाकिस्तान में फैसला है कि पाकिस्तान की जो पीसीबी है वो लोग ये तैयार है कि वो भारत के साथ मैच खेलेंगे, तो आप इस ड्रामे को किस तरह देखेंगे?
बेसिकली ये ड्रामा ही था पाकिस्तान का, जो वो हमेशा से करता है। बांग्लादेश को उन्होंने सपोर्ट करके उनको बाहर कर दिया और नाउ दे हैव रियलाइज कि अगर वो भारत के साथ नहीं खेलेंगे तो उनका कितना नुकसान होगा। तो ये एक्सपेक्टेड है ये पाकिस्तान से ऐसी चीजें जो उन्होंने इस बार भी किया।
उनको भी बड़ा फाइनेंशियल लॉस होता और सुनने में आया है कि बांग्लादेश और श्रीलंका ने थोड़ा सा प्रेशर डाला उनके ऊपर। तो ये जो है ना प्रेशर डाला है, डिसीजन तो आपको खुद को लेने पड़ते हैं। नुकसान श्रीलंका का भी था क्योंकि उनको भी रेवेन्यू वगैरह जनरेट होना था। शायद बांग्लादेश के साथ आईसीसी की क्या बातचीत हुई है ये भी देखने वाली बात है। और बांग्लादेश को क्या बेनिफिट होने वाला है इससे, वो तो खेल नहीं रहे। पर यह है कि एक बार पाकिस्तान ने भी एक बार ना आईसीसी को हिला दिया है। लाइक वो अभी लास्ट मोमेंट तक जो थे वो मना कर रहे थे खेलने के लिए, फिर वो जितने भी बांग्लादेश या जितने भी आईसीसी के अधिकारी है वो उनके पाकिस्तान में गए, मीटिंग हुई और ये जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं सॉल्व हुई है।
Well, we've maintained all along that this entire threat to boycott the match against India on February 15th was a drama by the Pakistan Cricket Board. And now that a U-turn has come, let's tell you exactly what could have really mattered most to Pakistan, why the U-turn has come about. There are a few reasons for it. The first reason is that they would have suffered huge financial penalties and sanctions. That was made very clear to PCB by the ICC that they cannot selectively participate in an ICC tournament. And that's why this is one of the biggest reasons. Second reason is the risk of potential suspension from T20 World Cup altogether. Agreed that Pakistan has already started playing in this World Cup, but the very fact that they would have faced suspension ahead also played on the mind of the administrators in PCB. Now, another possible reason for this U-turn is the loss of broadcast rights and revenue, which was going up to 250 crore rupees. And if this would have happened because Pakistan was deciding not to play against India, then even the broadcasters could have sued PCB and demanded for compensation. Fourth, loss of hosting rights of future ICC events. Anyway, Pakistan doesn't get to host a lot of ICC events, and whatever little they have lined up, that could have also been taken away from them by the ICC. Fifth reason is that legal risks, threat to international credibility as well. Even now, I have to say that there is no credibility that Pakistan Cricket Board has amongst its peers internationally, but that would have been damaged even further if they had boycotted this match against India. Sixth reason, pressure from external stakeholders and cricket boards. We had seen how this was mounting on Pakistan because Emirates Cricket Board had written to Pakistan, Sri Lanka Cricket Board had written to them, and at last, even Bangladesh Cricket Board said that, guys, go ahead and play this match against India. And that's how the reason, the entire decision to make a U-turn came about. Vedika.
Absolutely. I want to come back to you, Boria, as well on this. I want to understand from what's gone down in the last few days, should we see this as a warning sign, Boria, that cricket's biggest battles are now off the field and not on it?
It has been for a while. It also tells the ICC three things. One, you've got to perhaps look beyond Pakistan because it's a rogue state. Number two, if, this selective kind of boycott, I mean, you cannot have this drama. Look, when we are saying that the matter is over, yes, the matter is over, but think about those fans who actually cancelled their tickets to Colombo, cancelled flights, cancelled hotels. Have you seen the hotel rates today morning? 4 times higher. People who've already cancelled based on what Pakistan said, going with that word. Now, who will compensate them? Will anyone do that? Will Pakistan do that? Anyone do that? So clearly, here is one country which tries to hold the sport to ransom. You cannot trust them. I don't think any ICC board member will want to trust them going forward. Number two, I will not put it past ICC that soft channel diplomacy will not happen. On the face of it, all of us understand that this was a political call to give Bangladesh that one event. But other than that, the ICC did not give it a single thing. Increased
my apologies
revenue.
to our guests and to Rika. I have to just interject here because there's some big breaking news coming in on the political front that we've just got in. The opposition has gone ahead and submitted a no-trust motion to the Speaker. General Secretary, is what we're being told. 118 opposition MPs have signed the no trust motion against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. That's the latest that we have for you. This was something that the opposition had put in motion. There were signatures that were being collected, but now we're being told that the opposition has submitted the no trust motion. There are 118 opposition MPs who have signed the no trust motion against the Speaker. One of the biggest grudges that they have also gone ahead and stated against Om Birla is that they're saying that he has been partisan in a role where he should be non-partisan, and also, of course, that Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, has not been given a chance to speak. And now, as expected, you have 118 opposition MPs who have signed the no trust motion against the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Vasudha joining us. Vasudha, this is something that we were expecting in the last few hours. There was a huge build-up. Just take us through the road ahead. When can we see this being tabled in the Lok Sabha, if that will be possible?
Well, there are 234 MPs, Vedika, 118 have signed. So clearly there are many who haven't signed, but yes, this is also a show of unity. This is a symbolic move by the opposition to mark its protest. What I'm told is that the government is very clear that the suspensions of those MPs who are disrupting the parliament proceedings will not be revoked. But most importantly, we'll have to wait and see if the budget session resumes, because this notice has now been submitted. And we were told in the morning after the meeting of the opposition alliance that once they submit the no confidence motion to the Secretary General of the Lok Sabha, they will let the parliament function. They want the LOP to speak, and if you look at the motion of no confidence, they have pointed out three important points. One, that they find the Speaker's conduct extremely biased, and the second thing is the fact that he didn't let the LOP speak is something that has worried them. So clearly, we'll have to wait and see how this is taken forward. But 118 MPs have signed this, and 3 days to go for the first phase of the budget session of the parliament to end. So very little time left for this motion to even be processed. So largely a symbolic move, but yes, an important move by the opposition to mark its protest.
Now, optics as well, isn't it? I mean, this is more about optics than Vasudha, because the numbers really not stacking up in the favor of the opposition. But this is a move just to go ahead and launch their protest further against the Lok Sabha Speaker at this point, given all the factors that you had mentioned.
That is true. Since morning, every opposition MP that I've spoken to, Vedika, has clearly said that they tried very hard to, break ice with the pressure benches with the Speaker. But remember that the Speaker and the government are also very clear that it is the opposition MPs who disrupted the proceedings. In fact, the video that has been released on Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju also shows women MPs, growling the Prime Minister's chair just minutes before he was to enter the Lok Sabha. So several, clash of narratives there. But yes, the opposition here tried very hard to make it a point to register its protest, and we'll have to wait and see how the Lok Sabha Secretariat looks at this, no confidence motion and what it makes of this and how it proceeds further. One important thing that I need to mention is that the TNP is not part of this, because they feel that they just want more dialogue and they don't want to proceed with this right now.
So many moving pieces within Parliament itself. Vasudha, thanks for joining me live there. We'll keep a track on all those developments. But for now, we're simply a short break. I'll be back with more in moments from now. Stay tuned to Breaking Ground.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand. Motorola Signature, India's #1 camera phone. Grab Motorola Signature today.
Clearest video of Congress women MPs ruckus inside the lower house of Parliament. On camera, Congress MPs gheraing the Prime Minister's seat just moments before he was to enter Parliament to address the lower house on the 4th of February. Huge showdown over ex-army chief's book. Congress slams Delhi police's FIR, says the general tweeted about this book in 2023. Rahul Gandhi hits out at Penguin. Publishers says either the publisher is lying or the general is. The opposition ups the ante against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. No confidence motion submitted. Tycoon son on the run, rich, arrogant, shameless brat. NDTV will not rest until the Lamborghini brat is held. We'll bring you more in moments from now.
मेड इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? मस्टर्ड ऑयल. इट इज आवर फ्लैगशिप ऑयल.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं. इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से.
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में. पी मार्क द मस्टर्ड स्पेशलिस्ट सिंस 1933.
आपको शायद पता नहीं होगा, अपार ने आईएनएस विक्रांत के लिए 150 से ज्यादा तरह के केबल्स बनाए हैं. देश के टॉर्पीडोस में भी हैं अपार के केबल्स. वंदे भारत भी अपार के केबल से ही स्पीड पकड़ती है. और यही वायर्स और केबल्स हमारे घरों को भी पावर करते हैं. विश्वास इसमें अपार, तभी तो ये है देश का तार.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindoor.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right, and Center.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. INS Vikrant. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground.
Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling.
They're now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad साहब, ऐसे मत कीजिए. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to do.
And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude.
We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship.
The line of control, Shiv Arur, NDTV.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
NDTV 24/7, total domination in Davos. The world's biggest voices first. Iconic visionary Bill Gates. World Bank President Ajay Banga. IMF Chief Kristalina Georgieva. IBM CEO and President Arvind Krishna. India's AI Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. NDTV is India's voice in the world. First interview with Maharashtra Chief Minister. First interview with Andhra Chief Minister. First interview with Assam Chief Minister. India's first ground event in Davos. NDTV puts India on the global stage. Davos, domination, no debate.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
लोग कहते हैं कि जिंदगी एक फिल्म की तरह होती है, लेकिन मेरी जिंदगी सिर्फ एक फिल्म नहीं, एक ब्लॉकबस्टर फिल्म है। बचपन से पता था मेरे सपनों में दम है, आगे नहीं सबसे आगे जाना है, स्टार नहीं सुपरस्टार बन के दिखाना है। नाम मिला, फेम मिला, प्यार मिला, I was not just running, I was flying। सबकी जुबां पे बस एक ही नाम, यो हनी सिंह।
Welcome back. We continue with our campaign. 2 days on, Shivam Mishra is still in hiding. He hasn't been arrested yet. This despite mounting evidence and eyewitness accounts against the rich, arrogant young man. Ajay Dubey joining me live. Ajay, do we have any details on the whereabouts of Shivam? We've heard from the father, but do we know where the son is?
See, the Commissioner of Kanpur, he informed us that the boy Shivam Mishra is in touch with the police, and because this vehicle was initially registered with the name of his father, so his father is coming for questionnaire. They will ask questions to him, and investigation is going on. He also informed about when we asked him about the arrest and all, he said the details of the FIR, there is no dhara or anything like that act legal proceedings so that we can arrest him. There is no such details with the FIR. He can get bail easily on that thing, and whatever his lawyers are claiming, they are telling that he was not in the car. That's a different thing. Commissioner is saying that he was in the car. Commissioner is confirming this thing. We can also see in the videos. So right now it is not confirmed yet where is he, but he is in touch with police. His father is communicating with police, and he will give answers to the question which will be asked by the police.
Right, and what's the road ahead? Because we've seen the police knocking at the gate of Shivam's residence. There was no response. There seems to be the blocking of the law really by the father, by the son. There's enough evidence mounting against Shivam Mishra that he was in the car, but the lawyer comes out and contradicts the claim made by the eyewitnesses.
Definitely, it was very surprising, the behavior we can see by the Kanpur police while the vehicle was parked inside the police station. Vehicle was covered, bouncers were standing at that time. What kind of behavior it was by the Kanpur police? And apart from that, when they reached to his house, they were knocking the door, they were calling bhaiya bhaiya, but nobody was answering the door. So we asked this question to the commissioner also, and he replied that he can also observe that there was some kind of bad behavior with the police person who was investigating this case. That was the reason he was line hazard, and he is now attached with the police line, and the police is saying that they are continuously doing the investigation about this case.
Very, very surprising at this point that we're even talking about him not being arrested. It's been more than 46 hours, Ajay, that you've had. All right, I have some breaking news coming in. I'll come back to you, Ajay. There's news coming in from Parliament on the story of the uproar and the face-off between the government and the opposition. You've had Minister Kiran Rijiju share another video of the uproar inside Parliament. Sambit Patra also speaking.
उसको एक बहुत बड़ा झटका है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से कहा, और मैं पढ़ना चाहूंगा क्योंकि अंग्रेजी में कहा गया है, शब्दशः मैं पढ़ रहा हूं। Whatever orders or clarifications required, we will issue, but we will not allow any impediment in SIR. This must be understood by all states. Chief Justice of India, सूर्यकांत जी। अनुवादित करूं तो इसका अर्थ होता है कि सभी स्टेट ये जान ले, किसी भी कीमत पर SIR को रोका नहीं जाएगा। अगर SIR को लेकर किसी प्रकार के क्लैरिफिकेशन की आवश्यकता है तो वो क्लैरिफिकेशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट करेगी, मगर SIR को गलत कहना, SIR को गैर लोकतांत्रिक कहना ये नहीं है। नो इम्पेडिमेंट, इसे किसी भी कीमत पर रोका नहीं जाएगा। झटका नंबर 1 ममता बनर्जी को जोर से लगता है, क्योंकि ममता बनर्जी SIR नहीं चाहती। दूसरा विषय है माइक्रो ऑब्जर्वर का और EROs का। जो इलेक्टोरल रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफिसर्स थे, उनके अपॉइंटमेंट को
All right, we're going to go back to a video that has been released by Kiran Rijiju just some time back, about 8 minutes ago. This video was released by Kiran Rijiju that you see on your screens. This is another angle of the 4th February action by the Congress MP, women MPs, where they ghirawed the seat of the Prime Minister moments before he was to enter Parliament. This is a long shot that you see. I think the attempt here is to show how those Congress women MPs move from the opposition ranks, from the opposition seats to the left of your screens towards the Prime Minister's seat. Himanshu joining me. Himanshu's second video being released within an hour and a half by the government. Just take us through what we see here.
Well, this video has been released earlier as well by Parliamentary Affairs Minister, and it shows Congress women MPs they're standing there exactly at the seat where Prime Minister Narendra Modi usually sits. And this was the time when Prime Minister Modi was expected to come to the House to reply to the debate on motion of thanks to the President's address. But this video, the second video and also the first video that was released earlier, very clearly shows that Congress MPs had already reached that spot where Prime Minister sits. And they had almost ghirawed that area where Prime Minister usually comes and sits in the front row. And this was exactly at the time when PM Modi was expected to come to the House. And this is what has been quoted by Lok Sabha Speaker when he said very categorically on 4th of February that he had personally told the Prime Minister not to come to the House because something unprecedented could have happened. The aspersion, the basically Lok Sabha Speaker's allegation has been that perhaps the women MPs who had reached the seat where Prime Minister sits could have some way tried to stop him from speaking, which could have led to an unprecedented situation. This is the exact quote that Lok Sabha Speaker gave. And this is the ground that is now being made by the government, these videos that are being released, to show that under what circumstances the Speaker was compelled to suspend 8 Congress MPs and why Speaker specifically quoted the possibility of an attack on PM if he came to reply to the big debate. And this also in a way also shows the deepening divide, because we know that at 1:14 PM a notice has been given by opposition MPs to move a motion against Lok Sabha Speaker. And in fact, Gaurav Gogoi has given a statement. I wish to just quote briefly from it. It says, at 1:14 PM today, we submitted a motion expressing no confidence for removal of Speaker under Rule 94C. So I think there was an opportunity when there was a meeting around 12:30 between Parliamentary Affairs Minister and opposition party leaders, in which there was an agreement that the budget discussion should start at 2 PM. But now with this notice that has been given, I think this is a new situation. We'll have to wait and see what happens at 2 PM now.
All right, I also have Vasudha joining me live at this point. Vasudha, in terms of perception battle between the government and the opposition, the release of these two videos has been quite significant.
That's true, Vedika. In fact, this is a battle of perceptions, it's a battle of narratives. And the government seems to be insistent and intensely decided on the fact that they want to prove their point. They want to show the world that their position, that the atmosphere that was created by opposition MPs on the day the Prime Minister was supposed to speak was not congenial. In fact, there was also a possibility of a physical attack on him. So they seem quite intent on proving this point, which is why the second video has been released by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju. This is a macro view. This is a top view of what happened that day. And we can see the Congress MPs, mostly women, marching from the left side to the right side. And you also see the men leading them, and this is exactly what was also being said by the ruling party, saying that the women MPs were being used as a shield by opposition MPs, and their whole intent was not just to stop the Prime Minister from speaking, but physically, stopping him from delivering his speech just because Yellow Bee was not allowed to speak. Now we have to wait.
Yeah, I also talking about what Kiran Rijiju is saying through these two posts as well, where he repeats himself twice over in both the posts, Vasudha, where he says that we were asked by the leadership to maintain the dignity of the House. So when you talk about a battle of narratives also, the messaging going out from the government, from the BJP at this point is, we held back because this is Parliament.
true. In fact, that's a very nice way of putting it, and that's exactly what the government also wants to send across, the message that it played by the rules while the opposition was arrogant and did not want to respect even security protocols that are associated with the Prime Minister. That's a larger message that the government wants to send out, which is why the second video has been released within just 60 minutes. Kiran Rijiju released first video in the morning in which we saw this whole lot of Congress MPs from Geniben to Barsha Gaikwad to Jyoti Mani surrounding the Prime Minister's chair, and all the ministers of the Modi government requesting the female MPs to move aside for the Prime Minister to come and speak, but the MPs not listening to them. And now this is the second video where you can see the movement of the MPs from the left side of the parliament to the right side, which is where the treasury benches sit, which is where the Prime Minister was expected to arrive in a few minutes from then. And you see the male ministers leading the female, you see the male MPs leading the female MPs. And this is when probably the Lok Sabha Secretariat took the call to not ask the Prime Minister to come inside the House to deliver his speech. This is the government trying to prove its point and show the world that its position was valid and the right one to take, just because the opposition is blaming them for undermining the credibility of women MPs.
I'm going to go back to Himanshu in a moment, but Vasudha, I really am very keen and curious to know why release these videos today. You've had them in your back pocket for a while, but why wait till today to release these videos?
I think the letter that was written, Vedika, by the women MPs of the Congress, there are 10 women MPs of the Congress party, and you can see at least 7 to 8 of them there. They wrote a heartfelt letter to the Speaker saying that every woman works very hard to make it big in politics, and by saying that they wanted to physically assault the Prime Minister, the Speaker had undermined their dignity, their credibility, and their efforts and hard work. I think that is something that the government wanted to rebut, and which is why this series of videos are being brought out, because clearly the government doesn't want to be seen as
stay with me for a moment, because we have Mr. Manikam Tagore joining me on the phone line here. Mr. Tagore, you've had Kiran Rijiju come out and release the video where you see your Congress women MPs gherawing the Prime Minister's seat. You see ministers trying to talk them out of it, but to no avail.
You have to understand that it's a breach of the parliamentary thing. It is with the Speaker's permission only the video can be released, and Kiran Rijiju as parliamentary minister has misused the power and he's released the video.
Mr. Tagore, let's just keep the breach of... Yeah, but let's keep that aside. Let's just talk about what went down in the House. This is a close-up video that we've accessed now through, of course, the minister. Go ahead.
It is in the... kindly don't get angry when we are speaking against the minister. We know that you will defend the government.
No one is defending the minister, Mr. Tagore. No one is defending the minister. I'm saying this video has come on his account from his ex account, and that's what we're talking about. We want to understand from you why this has happened. You're saying it's a breach of privilege. Keep that aside, sir. I think the bottom line is how Parliament was not allowed to function on that day.
When you call me for your program, you should allow me to speak. Instead, if you want to continue speaking, continue. If you want to be a defender of BJP, continue. That's not my issue.
So why do you want to continue with the narrative and rhetoric just because you can't defend yourself right now? You can hang up, Mr. Tagore. No one's stopping you from hanging up. But the idea here was, and Mr. Tagore, I think, has hung up, if I'm not mistaken, is that when there's no defense, it's a very plain question being asked, why was this allowed in the House? And then you have a Congress MP come up and say that you're going to defend the BJP, which is, a very weak defense that is repeatedly put forth before anchors today. But we're going to go back to our reporters. This is the second video, like we said, that has been released by Kiran Rijiju in the last 3 hours. Himanshu, let's just go through this video, the first and the second. If you could detail for our viewers what we see in the first video and then again in the second.
This video was actually recorded just minutes before Prime Minister Modi was supposed to enter Lok Sabha and go to his seat and then reply to the motion of thanks debate to the President's address. And we do know that in run-up to Prime Minister coming to the Parliament, to Lok Sabha and reply to the debate on motion of thanks, there was ruckus happening. We do know the opposition MPs were protesting why Rahul Gandhi has not been allowed and why Nishikant Dubey was allowed to speak. And this is exactly exactly the moment when a group of Congress women MPs, they walked across from where they were supposed to sit. They crossed the well of the House, went on the other side where Prime Minister Modi sits in the front row of the Treasury benches. And this is exactly also the row through which Prime Minister walks inside Lok Sabha to get onto his seat. And they can be seen in this video very clearly ghirawing almost the seat where Prime Minister Modi was supposed to come. And this is the incident that has been quoted by Lok Sabha Speaker on 4th of February when he said categorically that Prime Minister Modi was advised by he himself that he should not come to reply to the motion of thanks debate because something unprecedented could have happened. The inference that Lok Sabha Speaker was trying to make was that if Prime Minister Modi had come to Lok Sabha and he had started replying to stop him, anything unprecedented could have happened. So that is one argument that has been made by Speaker, which has been supported by Treasury benches. And through these videos, the first video was, I think, 1.5 hours ago when Kiran Rijiju tweeted that. Now the second video has come, is only to substantiate the point, the circumstances in which Lok Sabha Speaker had to take a tough stand, the reason why the motion of thanks debate to the President's address had to be passed by a voice vote, which was unprecedented. I think in last 22 years, no such President's address, motion of thanks debate has happened in the leader of opposition or the Prime Minister Modi could actually reply or participate in this debate. So government is trying to substantiate the ground on which Lok Sabha Speaker has taken tough decisions, and that is why just minutes after this notice has been given by 118 opposition MPs who have signed a letter of no confidence to remove a no confidence motion against Lok Sabha Speaker. This comes just a few minutes after that notice was submitted. So this clearly shows the deepening divide, the fissures that has now seems to have deepened, because only 1 hour earlier when Kiran Rijiju had a meeting with opposition party leaders, there was in principle agreement that both the sides want the House to run. There should be a discussion on budget, though there was a question mark on whether Rahul Gandhi will be allowed to speak or not. And that is the context in which first the notice is given and the second video is now being released.
Also, Himanshu, I want to understand from you, it's just been futile to speak to Congress MP Manikam Tagore online, where my question to him was very pointed while he was talking about the breach of privilege, which is to tell us and explain to us his defense in terms of what happened in the House that day, because this close-up video has been released by Minister Rijiju. But I want to understand from you, has there been any reaction from the Congress party, from the Congress MPs to these videos being released?
Well, I had interviewed Manikam Tagore on this video, and he said that one after the other, Kiran Rijiju is tweeting these videos. He's very fond of tweeting videos and music clips on his social media accounts. And he said that Kiran Rijiju, as long as he remains Parliamentary Affairs Minister, it will be difficult to resolve this standoff in Parliament. So very tough words Manikam Tagore had used even at that time. But he had also showed us the video to say and argue that in this video, where there are Congress MPs standing close to where Prime Minister sits, but in this video his claim was that Prime Minister Narendra Modi could not be seen anywhere on the screen. So if Prime Minister was not even in the House, to make an allegation that he could have been attacked is something which is not logical, and that is the argument that we have got from other Congress MPs also to the videos that have been circulated.
Okay, thanks for joining me there, Himanshu. 2 videos released by Kiran Rijiju in the last 2.5 hours, taking on the opposition and their claims. The big story: over 45 hours since a high-speed Lamborghini crash in Kanpur left several pedestrians injured, the investigation appears to be crawling even as public outrage surges on the streets. So is this probe proceeding strictly by the book, or is the system bending to a high-profile accused? Shivam Mishra's lawyers insist he was not behind the wheel, claiming his driver Mohan was driving the Lamborghini at the time of the crash. NDTV has, of course, brought to you over the last day and a half footage from the 8th of February in Kanpur, visuals that capture the exact moment before and after the crash. The focus, meanwhile, has shifted to Shivam Mishra's health condition. Police officials say he is is hospitalized and will be medically examined, including tests for epilepsy, an explanation that is now raising more questions than answers. Visuals of the crashed Lamborghini lying covered inside a police station also with NDTV. An FIR initially filed against unknown persons, departmental action against a local cop, and now CCTV footage pointing to an organized escort and swift extraction. Yet, no arrest so far.
एक बात और मैं आपको क्लियर करना चाहूँगा कि जो पहली एफआईआर लिखी जाती है, एफआईआर तौफीक जो इंजर्ड है उनकी तरफ से लिखाई जाती है। वो गाड़ी का नंबर देते हैं, ड्राइवर कौन है उनको नहीं पता। हमारी विवेचना में हमने गाड़ी के नंबर से ट्रेस करा कि इसके ओनर कौन है, और जो हमारे से फुटेज मिले हैं, सीसीटीवी फुटेज और जो वहाँ पे पड़ताल की गई है, उसके बाद पता लगा कि ड्राइवर शिवम मिश्रा है। तो शुरुआती दौर में अगर एफआईआर में नाम ना होना इसका मतलब नहीं, क्योंकि वो जानते नहीं थे, जो कंप्लेनेंट है उनको नहीं पता है कि गाड़ी कौन चला रहा है, और एफआईआर होने के बाद विवेचना में उनका नाम आ गया। हम खुद कह रहे हैं कि हमारी विवेचना में शिवम मिश्रा का नाम आया और वो खुद ड्राइव कर रहे थे और वो गार्ड के ऑनर भी हैं। शिवम के परिवार से कांटेक्ट हो चुका है और शिवम के पिताजी को उनका कहना है कि हमारा बेटा हॉस्पिटल में है। उनसे पूछताछ करने के लिए उनको नोटिस इशू करा गया है कि अपना पक्ष रखें, और शिवम को भी शीघ्र पूछताछ के में सम्मिलित विवेचना में सम्मिलित करने के लिए उनको कहा गया अपना पक्ष रखने के लिए। उसके बाद ही हमारी चार्जशीट कोर्ट में जाएगी, जल्दी से जल्दी इसकी चार्जशीट कोर्ट में चले जाएगी और वैधानिक कार्रवाई पूरी कराई जाएगी। हमारे पुलिस वाले की लापरवाही ये रही है कि जो वो गाड़ी को कवर करने संदेह वहाँ से पैदा हुआ है कि पुलिस पक्षपात कर रही है। वो उनके द्वारा उस शुरुआती दौर में उनके द्वारा जो है लापरवाही बरती गई। अगर स्पष्ट रखते, क्योंकि कार्रवाई करवा रहे हमारे पास जो एफआईआर आई थी उसके आधार पर अभियोग पंजीकृत है, बाकी सारी वैधानिक कार्रवाई उन्होंने पूरी करी है। पर जो कवर करने से जो इंप्रेशन गया है कि हम बचाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, पक्षपात कर रहे हैं, तो वो लापरवाही उनके द्वारा बरती गई है। इसकी वजह से उनको केवल लाइन हाजिर किया गया।
सीएम गाड़ी नहीं, उनके जो ड्राइवर उनके मोहन हैं, उनके नाम से एप्लीकेशन पड़ी हुई है, वही गाड़ी ड्राइव कर रहे थे।
जमानत के लिए आप अर्जी लगाएंगे, वहाँ क्या होगा?
अब बस आगे कोर्ट की जो प्रोसीडिंग है वही आगे बढ़ेगी। हाँ जी,
जो ड्राइवर गाड़ी
शिवम से वो आगे जो कोर्ट की प्रोसीडिंग है वो आगे
जो गाड़ी चला रहा ड्राइवर क्या नाम था?
मोहन।
All right, the accused father has spoken out and he claims that his son Shivam Mishra was not driving the car. He says he's under treatment in the national capital.
गाड़ी लंबोर्गिनी कुछ उसमें खराबी हो गई थी। जिस दिन ये घटना घटी है उसके एक दिन पहले मिस्त्री बाहर से आके उसने गाड़ी को कुछ ठीक किया, जो भी उसमें टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम थी। उसके बाद में दूसरे दिन शिवम और ड्राइवर दो आदमी उस गाड़ी को टेस्टिंग के लिए ले गए कि भाई दिन में देखें। आप बाद में प्रश्न करिए, मैं अपनी बात खत्म करूँगा। वो उसको गाड़ी को टेस्ट के लिए गए, सिविल लाइन्स तक ले गए। सिविल लाइन्स से लेके वो धीरे वापस आ रहे थे। उसी बीच में जहाँ ये घटना घटित हुई है उसके पास जब घटना घटित हुई है उसके पहले शिवम को कुछ झपकी आने लगी। ऐसा ड्राइवर को सोचने लगा कि इनको हुआ क्या, झपकी ऐसी लगने लगी। तो उन्होंने उसके एक हाथ छोड़कर शिवम के पीछे हाथ लगाया और साथ में ही सुनिए, साथ में ही जब उसमें हाथ लगाया गाड़ी स्लो हो गई। गाड़ी स्लो होने के बाद में ब्रेक मारा उसने, तब तक एक टेम्पो वाला आ गया, उसने साइड से टक्कर मारी। गाड़ी लेफ्ट साइड रुकी, इन्होंने ब्रेक मारा, गाड़ी ब्रेक से रुक गई। रुक जाने के बाद में फिर वो ड्राइवर ने उसकी अचेत अवस्था देख के परेशान हो गया।
शिवम मिश्रा का क्या रोल है?
शिवम मिश्रा और ड्राइवर दोनों लोग गाड़ी में बैठे हुए थे। जो ड्राइवर गाड़ी चला रहा था उससे एक दिन पहले गाड़ी को बनाने वाले कुछ लोग आए थे और वो उसका ड्राइवर का कहना ये है कि गाड़ी में अचानक साइड से एक टेम्पो वाले ने टक्कर मारी और उसके बाद बगल में एक मोटरसाइकिल खड़ी थी, उससे इनकी गाड़ी टकरा गई। इतना ही मुझे बताया ड्राइवर ने।
शिवम से कुछ बात हुआ था कि किस तरह, मतलब
वो तो बेहोश है, वहाँ एडमिट है दिल्ली में।
क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
उनको कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, दिल्ली में एडमिट है, चक्कर वक्कर आया था जो भी था। अब वहाँ पहुँचने में
All right, a very weak defense there by Shivam's father, who claims that he was not driving the car. What we now know from the father is that Shivam Mishra is in Delhi. He's not in Kanpur and he's being treated in a hospital. Weak defense there. Enough evidence mounting against Shivam Mishra and his father's claims. We'll have to leave it at that. News and updates will continue here on NDTV 24/7.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand. Motorola Signature, India's #1 camera phone. Grab Motorola Signature today.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world.